Hi everyone. Let's talk about WWE NXT. Another quick review. We're going to get another quick review in here again, guys. So yes, guys, let's talk about it. You know, the show opens with the talent arriving in the arena and stuff, and then we had Brad Baylor fences Jackie Drake fences Ricky Saints fences Ricky Smoke and the Gauntlet match and stuff, and Ricky Saints eliminates Brad Baylor by pinfall with a springboard tornado DDT, and then Stokely Smoke is out third and stuff, and then Ricky Saints eliminates Rocky Smoke with a jackknife pin, and then Jackson Drake comes out for, and Ricky Saints wins and eliminates Jackie Drake by pinfall with the Ruckum Himo and earning himself a shot for the NXT North American title and stuff like that. That we just talked about with the quick results with my All In. And then the post match, Ricky Saints gets on the mic and he says he's going to dog work all Eagle all over Atlanta and anything goes, full count anywhere and all that jazz. And then backstage, Surya and Soruka are chatting acidly about their tag team match at Evolution, and they think Linson Reen rolls up to shoot this neck content to connect the content, and Kalani Jordan sets up to her and tells her she should be worried about Thea Hill, and Reed complains about not being in the Battle Royal, and it ends up with Jordan challenging her to a match and sending us to the break and all of that jazz. And then we had a vignette of Blake Monroe treating Jordan Grace with a glitch workout, which appears to a spot day and so on and so forth. And then we had Charlie Dempsey fences Heaven Heights, and Charlie Dempsey won by stoppage when Win Sinclair threw in the towel in. And then Honk and Talk are backstage getting hype for their title defense. Well, Lexus King asperiously turns the fixings in the back of the room like he's checking for secret doors, and Devon Evans rolls up and says he explains them to get their back and have that bounce, and Chester Troy blindslides Evans and beats him down and so on and so forth. And then we have Joe Henry and Mike Santana fences the Heinritz, Tyson and Tyree fences Joe Henry and Mike Santana, and Joe Henry and Mike Santana won with the distract lariat from Mike Santana on Tyson. And then the post-match, Trick attacks a brawl breakout, and since the Hills have the numbers advantage, Trick challenged them, find themselves on the wrong side of town, and Trick shots takes Joe Hendry out, and we get a video package of a lot of Japan wrestlers and stuff, and Io Sky has since Ari Maharo and Mohashi I can't pronounce the names, and Io Sky and stuff, and all wishing Amora luck and telling him they believe he has what it takes to be NXT champion and so on and so forth with that. Then back from the commercial, we get a Dark Side promo where they talk about invading TNA Impact and all of that stuff, and then get their hands in and then pledge to take a real close look at the tag title match later in the night and all of that. And then Josh Birch and Amora make their entrance, and later in the match and stuff, they had a match and stuff and all of that. They come in the ring, followed by Obafemi, and they talk and stuff and all of that good stuff and all of that. And jazz, and talking about, that Obafemi is going to get his butt kicked and all of that, and so on and so forth, and talking about he's going to beat him for the NXT championship and so on and so forth. And then we got it back to the Jordan Grace and Blake Monroe vignette and so on and so forth, which was really good and stuff. And then we had Leilani Jordan fences Leon Reed, and Kalani Jordan won with a leg sleep leg moonsault, and then the post match Thea Hill arrives and beats Leah Reed down, and then backstage Devon Evans is getting looked at by a trainer when Chessman Troy rolls up to beat him up more and sends us to the break, and then back from the break we get a Tony D'Angelo vignette and stuff with the Lorenzo Stacks and stuff and all of that good stuff and all of that with their feud and all of that good stuff and back and forth and you know with Ariana Russo and all that good stuff and talking about the rap behavior and so on and so forth and Everrain gets on them in a triple threat match and so on and so forth and all that. And then we had Jessamine Troy is in the ring and he says he's done with Devon Evans and the Adam in the match, which that happened and stuff. And then, but Evans isn't done with him and the young OG storms into the ring and managed to land Jasper out with a super kick and follows it up with a huge dive and mounts punches as a security pulls him off and Troy tries to recover and so on and so forth. And then the Cooling gets a vignette with Tatum Paisley in the dark fence saying she's feels right at home. And then we had Nickel Fence since he put Honk and Tonk down once and he's going to do it again. And they didn't attack him last week, but he'll stop at nothing. And Sean Spears tells them to calm down and the truth will come out. But for now, they're taking advantage of the opportunity offense them by this misunderstanding. And then Easy Dame says she'll be winning the tag titles and then she'll win the NXT Women's Championship and so on and so forth. Then we had Honk and Tonk fences the Cooling for the NXT Championships, guys. And the Honk and Tonk retained and defeated the Cooling and all that. And then we had the whole thing with the talking about, Evolution and stuff and the brawl with the Evolution stuff with Jordan Grace and the Final Influence and stuff and all that breaking up and all that cool stuff. And Natalia and Maxine Dupree was there. Maxine Dupree was there and stuff. And then they all brawled and then they had to break it out and all that cool stuff. And that's what happened, guys, on NXT. So that's all I have to say, guys. And it was a really good show. And I gave it a freaking 8 out of 10, guys. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit those notification bells. And this is Christopher Killer 303, and we're out, guys. We're out.